What's up, guys? I'm Random Frank P, back with episode 260 of Room Tour Project, the series where we show off some of the best setups to give you some ideas and inspiration for your own setup. If you see anything you like today, I'll have it all listed for you in the description down below so you can check it out. But first, I'm going to hop in here real quick and remind you guys this episode's sponsored by the Corsair Xeneon Gaming Monitor. At an ultra slim 32 inches, 2560 by 1440p, you're getting a silky smooth 165Hz refresh rate, 1 millisecond response time, all on a gorgeous quantum dot IPS display with 100% sRGB rating, as well as 100% Adobe RGB for bright, vivid, but natural colors. If you want to check it out, I'll have a link for the Xeneon Gaming Monitor listed for you in the description down below. First up today, we have MJ, coming with a really nice and cozy setup here. Really digging the way he has this all put together. Dimensions seem tight. That desk is pretty much butting up against both walls, but as you can see, he did a great job of really just doing what he can with the space he has and making a really nice looking setup with what he's got. So for the two displays, his primary is an Avision 34-inch. It is 144Hz 1440p, with the top being a Bezel 24-inch monitor. He did know he's from the Philippines, so I assume these two brands I haven't really heard of here in the States are more popular over there. And up top, he also has a monitor light bar just for that extra added glow shining down on the peripherals. Now, one thing I really like is this Habata office chair here, and I haven't heard of them before, but I checked them up on Amazon, and they got some really great ergonomic office chairs, a bunch of different models, all for under $200. So I was definitely impressed, and I think it looks really cool. Now, checking out his keyboards, he has the Redragon K588 broadsword, but he went to the full extent and customized it. He painted it a flat black with acrylic paint, and inside he lubed the switches with Krytox 206. He filmed them with TX films. Keycaps are a virtual war set, and he's using Gateron purple switches that are lubed, and he also put up a custom coil cable. So again, really great job taking a Redragon keyboard to the next level, and his mouse is an HXSJT66. Seems to follow the shape in the shell, something like the glorious Model O, for example. Then for audio, two different options here with the JBL Tune wireless headphones, and his headset is the Untab V5000. Now, unfortunately for the PC, MJ only gave us a few shots, kind of hidden behind a plant here, looking like spaghetti. But inside, we have an Intel i7 4790 CPU with a YGTDF240 RGB AIO. Let's just make the whole alphabet cooler, why don't we? With an Asus motherboard, Kingston RAM, and a Galax GTX 970 Black EXOC GPU. So definitely an older build at this point, but it doesn't really matter as long as it gets the job done. For him, that's really all we care about. Really liking the way, though, he has the room designed, some great knickknacks and stuff to really build some character with the pegboard. And check out this custom, cloud RGB ceiling. Looks really, really nice. Gives the room just that extra, dynamic to it, really. Very creative. And that's the key here, MJ, a very creative setup. Like I said before, there's not too much space, but you pulled it off perfectly, constructed a really nice, cozy, stacked monitor setup. Very well done. Next up is a Iron Man lover's dream setup right here. You see the helmet, you see the collectibles and the figures. This is a crazy cool setup here. Mangosteen going with the more simplified setup, single monitor, TV right next to it, but tons of RGB, lots of vibrant lighting going on here, making the room pop. And check it out. Another Habata office chair. Haven't seen them before, 2 in a row. They're stealing the episode. So for his display is an Asus TUF 23.8-inch monitor, pretty much a 24-inch, Always confused me why companies do that. Go the extra 0.2 inches. That's what she said. Anyways, for this glorious overhead shot, checking out some of the peripherals here, he has the Royal Clutch RK87 keyboard with a Roccat Cane 200 mouse, both in white, so the RGB shines really nicely outward. Got an RGB mouse pad even, and on the desktop for those speakers, the Logitech Z207. Now for the PC, it's the NZXT H510 Elite case, Inside the AMD Ryzen 9 3900 XT CPU with the NZXT Kraken M22 AIO. Got 32 gigs of G.Skill Trident Z RGB RAM on an MSI MPG X570 motherboard with a Gigabyte RTX 3080 graphics card. Again, the RGB inside with the AIO as well as the RAM also matching to that pink and light blue teal colorway. I do want to say though, I hope the AIO is keeping it, efficiently cool. So how about some more looks around the room? Again, I'm loving that shelf above the TV, having all those collectibles and figures lined up there, even down onto the desk. You got the full Iron Man helmet right next to the Switch. So it's just really cool to see you, collect all this stuff and bring the room to life even more. Speaking of which, get a wide shot of the bedroom here. Got those nice 3D geometric panels lining the one side of the wall around the bed. More RGB, even up on the ceiling. And check out the little projector he has mounted up top as well. Pretty much acting as a third giant display right off to the side of the bed up top. Definitely pretty creative. Really, really cool altogether, man. Again, I'm loving the creativity I've been seeing lately from you guys. And this one with the crazy RGB, the Iron Man, the wall projector, all good stuff. All right, next up is Alan P. And I just want to say this. I swear to you guys, I have never heard or seen these Habata office chairs before, and it just so happened to line up the first 3 today. Each have one. I promise I didn't plan this. This video is not sponsored by Hadaba or Habata or Ciabatta. It's sponsored by Corsair. Anyways, back to Alan's setup now, going with the triple monitor setup, rather unorthodox orientation with the massive overhead and a vertical monitor on the left side there. But we'll check it all out now because he has the Samsung 49-inch with the CRG9 as his main. The vertical one onto the left is a BenQ 27-inch with a 55-inch 4K LG TV as that overhead. Holy pixels. Now down to the peripherals, he's rocking a Razer Black Widow Light keyboard. Got a mix and match with some black and white keycaps on here. And the mouse, the Razer DeathAdder Essential, also in white, on a Razer Goliathus Extended Speed Stormtrooper Edition. And then also on the desktop are his speakers, the Bose Companion 3. Now, instead of moving on to the PC right now, I need to show you the rest of this room real quick because holy shit. Look at, that is insane. Okay, we thought Iron Man in the Mangosteen setup was crazy. This guy's got look at this. I don't even know. I just wanted to show you guys this now because, yeah, this is hands down one of the most impressive displays and really collections I've seen when it comes to these, figures. I'm literally mind blown right now. And the presentation, the way they're organized, all very nice. Now, as we pick our jaws up off the floor, we're going to go back over to the PC. We have the Corsair Crystal 680X case. Inside an Intel i5 10600K CPU with the Corsair H115i AIO, 32 gigs of Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro RAM on a Gigabyte Z590 Vision G motherboard with a Gigabyte Radeon RX 6900 XT Gaming OC GPU. Definitely nice and clean on the inside, but man, Alan, like I said, one of the craziest setups I've seen in terms of making just a, gaming room. With all those collectibles, I'm sure that is worth a ton. But it's not about the money. It's about how it makes you feel, right? You've got that fandom going on, hardcore, and I love to see it. Now we've got Kaysoh, not to be confused with the Spanish translation of cheese. All right. He's rocking 4 displays. Got the triple monitor set up right in front of him with a TV mounted right out to the side on the left. The Nanoleaf Aurora light panels, the RGB light strips bordering the setup, as well as the ceiling. Let's check it out. So, lots of monitors, like I just said. His primary is a Alienware 25-inch, the AW2518H. He also has 2 of the LG 27 inches, and no info on that TV off to the left, but like I said, it's safe to assume that's what it is. Now down to the peripherals, we have a custom keyboard here, but unfortunately there's no information whatsoever on what it is. Looking like either like a resin or some sort of acrylic case here, SA GMK laser, or some sort of alternative to that. I wish we had more information, but we don't. He does have the Final Mouse Starlight 12 though, looking real nice, and the Beyerdynamic DT770 Pro headphones with the Elgato Stream Deck. For the PC, off to the right side of the L-shaped desk, we have the Lian Li O11 dynamic case in white with an Intel i9 11900K CPU, the NZXT Z73 cooler, 32 gigs of Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro RAM, Asus Z590E motherboard, and an Asus ROG RTX 3080 Ti for the graphics card. And also for those cables, by the way, it is the Lian Li Strimmer, which is giving it the crazy RGB look on the cables. And that's the plus side, as they always say, to RGB, because you can go, pink and blue and purple to Christmas themed, just like we have here. Green and red, nice and cozy, getting us into the holiday spirit coming up real soon. And then last but not least today is David M with the dual setup room here. His is over on the right side, so we'll focus on that for now. But definitely a nice looking gaming room with their primary display being the Samsung Odyssey Neo G9. Got the massive 49-inch mounted real nicely there with those geometric wall panels mounted behind it. And again, a monitor light bar right up top for that extra desktop glow. It's the trend of the year. I've said it 100 times. For the keyboards and the peripherals, got a GMMK Pro, no information on what is inside, unfortunately, with his glorious Model D wireless mouse. Also for audio on the desktop, he has the Audio Engine HD3 speakers, 2 separate headsets with the SteelSeries Arctis Pro Wireless and the Arctis 7P, in addition to the Elgato Stream Deck up on the desktop and the Limetric Smart Clock as well. Now over to the PC, really nice looking custom hardline build here. This is all inside the Lian Li PC O11 Dynamic XL case. Man, those clear tubes and stuff look super nice. Most of the components inside are from EKWB with the blocks, the fittings, the plates and stuff. Before the actual specs, there's an AMD Ryzen 9 5900X, 64 gigs of G-Skill Trident Z Neo RGB RAM on an Asus Formula Crosshair 13 motherboard with an Asus TUF RTX 3090 for the GPU. So always digging these side-by-side setups. Again, one for him, one for the significant other, or relative, or I don't know the dynamic here. Either way, good stuff, David. Alright guys, so that'll wrap it up for this episode of Room Tour Project, episode 260, sponsored by Corsair. Hope you enjoyed. I'll have the link for you listed in the description down below, as well as all the gear and hardware we showed off today. I'll be down in the description. If you like this episode, give it a big thumbs up, show your support. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at randomfrankp. And last, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hope y'all enjoyed. Have a good day.